Today I'll be showing you how I built this bed platform in the back of the Pathfinder, along with lighting and a few other items. For a lighting solution, I'm going to be using this USB powered LED rope lights I got from Amazon, and I'm eventually going to have this hooked up to a battery bank by Jackery, which is going to be charged through DC power. For now, I'm just going to install it and have it temporarily hooked up to the 12-volt DC outlet. And for a cooling solution, I'll be using this electric fan I got from Amazon, which is also USB powered. It's going to hook up to my Jackery battery bank, which I'll show you eventually. And I chose this one because it's super light and it's spins in all sorts of ways. It's a 360 fan. So I'll just mount it close to the ceiling and keep it near the sunroof so that I can spin it backwards with the sunroof open and use it as an exhaust fan if needed, or bring cold air in. To make it easier to install the LED rope light, I'm creating a frame for it to wrap around using 16 gauge galvanized steel wire. So I just bent the galvanized steel wire and routed it around the ceiling area, and I only had to drill 2 holes to zip tie it up on the back, and then I'm gonna wrap this with the LED rope lighting. And to mount the electric fan, I just drilled a few holes on the fan base and have a few self-tappers going in different directions to make sure that it properly secures itself to the headliner core. I was very careful not to over torque these so it doesn't rip apart the board material, which is made out of wood. And also I picked screws that are not too long so I can still slide the sunroof cover in and out easily. So I'll just open the sunroof when I need fresh air coming in and point this towards the cabin. And when I want to exhaust it for some reason, all I have to do is flip this outwards and point it towards the sunroof to let the air out. And since both the fan and the lighting are going to the same power bank later on, I just wrapped it in electrical tape and tied them together to clean things up. I'm just using a jigsaw to cut up some pre-measured pieces, the 2x6s that I bought from Home Depot. And for a blade, make sure that you are using one that is specific for wood and not for metal. This is where the platform is going to sit on, and I'm going to have storage in the very back of the SUV and support beam right in the middle so it doesn't bow down when we're laying down on it. Start the build. Measure twice, cut once. I got lucky, right on the dot. So I'm gonna be adding support posts on each corner to keep this whole thing level and start building the platform. I pre-drilled some holes on the support posts so I can slip a nail gently in there and then position them to the correct height on the platform and then just smack them in place. And then these two holes on each peg is saved for the biggest screw I could find, just to keep it anchored onto the frame even more. This is what I mean when I have the frame fully leveled front to back. I just position these and smack the nails in place with a hammer, and then I'm just gonna do 2 big screws to fully anchor it in against this plank to make sure it's fully secure. Then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, and it's fully secured. Huge bolt. I ended up making a support beam that's screwed in to the middle plank just to keep the front 2 plates pretty stable with each other, since this is going to be majority of our weight. So I want it evenly distributed as possible so it's reliable and I don't have to worry about it. I installed an additional support in the middle to mount the back plate on and still allow for the storage compartment to open. Just for demonstration, I'm going to use one of these Sterlite plastic containers that I store clothes in. Plenty of space for it. Video, I'll be showing you how I'm going to wrap this bed platform in some carpet, along with what I'm using for storage for our clothes and whatnot for when we're traveling. I'm also going to be showing you what I'm going to be using for a power source and how it's going to recharge, and what I'm doing for heat. So if you are interested in staying up to date with this project, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.